Today's learning intention is I can multiply multiples of 10, 100, and 1,000 using mental math and place value strategies. Our success criteria is I will be able to solve basic multiplication problems by adding zeros. You need to know your single-digit multiplication facts or know how to use a multiplication chart for this lesson. Multiply by 10, add a 0 to the end. Remembering that multiply by 10, add a 0 to the end. If we have 10 times 5, and we take that 0 and put it on a hold, we now have 1 times 5. 1 times 5 equals 5. Put the 0 back on, and we have 10 times 5 equals 50. Now using a multiplication chart to solve this, we have 10 times 5. So we're going to find a 5 on the side and then a 10 at the top. We look to see where those numbers intersect, and they intersect at 50. So 10 times 5 equals 50. Remember, multiply by 10, add a 0 to the end. So here we have 20 times 5. 20 is still multiplying by tens, so we're going to put that 0 on a hold, and now we have 2 times 5. 2 times 5 equals 10. So if we put the 0 back on the end, we have 20 times 5 equals 100. If we multiply by 100, we add 2 zeros to the end. So remember, multiply by 100, add 2 zeros to the end. If we have 300 times 6 and we put those zeros on hold, we have 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. We have to put the zeros back on at the end, so 300 times 6 equals 1,800, or 1,800. Here I have underlined and marked these in red to help you see clearly what we're doing. We have our 300, but we're going to put those 2 zeros on hold. So here we have our 3 times 6 equals 18. If we put the 2 zeros back on the end from up here, we come up with 18 and our 2 zeros, 1,800, 1,800. So 300 times 6 is equal to 1,800. Using a multiplication chart, we would find the 6 on the side and the 3 at the top. 18 is our intersecting number. We would add our zeros to the end, making 18, 1,800. So 300 times 6 equals 1,800. Multiply by 1,000, add 3 zeros to the end. You'll notice a pattern that we have done. 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros now. So if we multiply by 1,000, we add 3 zeros to the end. 7,000 times 9. We put those zeros on a hold, and we have 7 times 9 equals 64. Then we have to put those 3 zeros back on at the end, so 64 with 3 zeros is 64,000. So 7,000 times 9 equals 64,000. This done with a multiplication chart, we would find the 7 and the 9 on our multiplication chart, and the intersecting number is 63. We then have to add those 3 zeros to the end, making it 63 becomes 63,000. So remember, look at the zeros, remove them, multiply, put the zeros back on at the end. So if we were looking at a different value, 450 times 5, we would put our 1 0 on hold, and we'd do 45 times 5. That comes to 225. But we have to put the 0 back onto the end, so we end up with 450 times 5 equals 2,250. Again, looking at those zeros, remove them, multiply, put the zeros back on at the end. So here we're using the basic math fact for the same on all of these problems. We have 1 times 5 equals 5. Here we have 1 0. We add 1 0. 10 times 5 equals 50. 2 zeros, add 2 zeros. 100 times 5 equals 500. 3 zeros, 3 zeros. 1,000 times 5 equals 5,000. Here's another one. These are all using the same basic math fact, 2 times 3. Look at the zeros, remove them, multiply, put the zeros back on at the end. So 20 times 3 is the basic math fact of 2 times 3 equals 6. We have to add 1 zero, we add 1 zero. Then we have 200 times 3. We have 2 zeros, we add 2 zeros. 2,000 times 3. We have 3 zeros, we add 3 zeros. So we have 6,000. So today's learning intention, I can multiply multiples of 10, 100, and 1,000 using mental math and place value strategies. We know we are successful if we are able to solve basic multiplication problems by adding zeros back on. If you need to go back and re-watch this video, you can rewind it, you can pause it wherever you would like and watch it as many times as you would like. Thank you.